Hi, I'm Susan Blaine, and I'm here with Jennifer MacKinnon. So excited to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
Jennifer MacKinnon is CEO of Fenix Solutions. It's a web software development firm. And FenixSolutions.com is their website, so check it out. Also, Jennifer was 2018 Businesswoman of the Year. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Sharing with Susan B, telling stories from the heart. We're looking to inspire, telling stories of struggle, vulnerability, and lessons learned. I always ask everybody, what did you want to be as a kid? And I love Jennifer's answer. She wanted to be a garbage worker because her theory was when you were 5 years old, you saw them coming once a week and you thought it was a pretty good gig because they only worked once a week.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to be the Governor General, which you still want to be.
Still want to be.
And an Olympic athlete.
Yes.
So those were the three things you had your eyes on as a kid. You grew up here in Ottawa, which is great because there's not too many of us Ottawans around. University of Ottawa, you have a BA in Arts and Communication, and then you spent some time as an account executive in an advertising and marketing company. You volunteered at first for summer, started as a receptionist, and then you spent 8 years as an account executive.
That's right.
You became curious about the web. You worked with a web marketing firm for a year, and that helped you decide to start your own company. And you've started Fenix Solution 18 years ago.
19
cool.
years ago, yes.
That's a long time, and you're CEO. It's your own business, volunteer work, hockey skating coach. You've got 2 boys at home, so I know you're busy off work hours doing that. Supporting charities through your firm, Shepherds of Good Hope, CHIO. You've done a lot of that over the years. Tell us about what you're really passionate about these days.
What am I really passionate about? I feel like I'm coming to a point in my career where I can reflect back on what I've built. And my whole life, I think, can be summed up in a series of words, which is to be of service.
Yeah.
Because I have a service company,
Yeah.
I serve clients and my employees. But I recognize that I also serve in my personal relationships.
Yeah.
I'm of service with my children and my husband. And I feel like that really defines me well. That is what makes me happiest. Is I'm not someone who's so much of a taker, but I really feel I'm a giver, and being of service is very important to me.
Fulfilling.
And fulfilling. And it's no longer just in my career. It's not like it's just the job that I do. I do feel like I'm of service in other areas of my life, and that would be a really good way to describe sort of my philosophy in life and sort of what defines me.
Yeah, and coming to identify sort of with your purpose, and that's being in alignment with that. So what do you feel that would be your biggest struggle if you could pinpoint one for business after 19 years?
Yeah, the biggest struggle, I would say that I felt isolated quite a lot of the time when I first started. We didn't have the social media and networking tools that we do have now.
Yeah.
I was unable to find like-minded people, and or I didn't fit into groups of like-minded people. And that felt very isolating. I was eagerly looking for a mentor.
Yeah.
I was actively looking to learn and share my own experiences. And it took me 15 years to find that. So I do have an executive group now, and it's been the most wonderful thing. And I do encourage people to find those in business. Friends and family are great as support networks. That's one aspect.
So they don't necessarily understand the entrepreneurial element, right? And there's a lot that goes into that. What about, did you find at that time, 19 years ago, when you were starting your own firm, a lot of similar female CEOs?
This was in 2001.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have the social media tools now and the networking capabilities that we do now. But I couldn't find them. So I did feel very isolated. Now you can connect with anybody, anywhere, all the time. They're so easy to find.
Which is awesome.
I really felt like a fish out of water. Although I'm certain I wasn't, there were others, I just couldn't find them.
Yeah. What about your biggest personal struggle?
The biggest personal struggle I've had was that critical point in my life where I started the business at the same time I wanted to start a family.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was unwilling to be the type of mother that isn't active and participating. I'm a mom first.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my business was only 3 and 4 years old. How do you grow a business and go away and raise a family?
Yeah.
So you don't. The answer is you don't. You have to figure out how to do both. But I actually sought out professional help in terms of asking my accountants and lawyers and bookkeepers and other people, you know, how do I do it? Do I hire someone to run the business while I take time off? What do I do?
What's the best strategy?
What's the strategy? Because that's, as a business person, we plan, we prepare, we execute.
Yeah, give me a plan. I got to build a plan I can work,
Well, I got blank stares. There was no plan.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew. And I know I wasn't the first one to do it, but again, I couldn't find anybody who had.
Yeah.
So I was unwilling to wait. I wanted a family, and I just figured it out.
You wung it?
Yeah, I did. And I often talk about the benefits of being an entrepreneur, that the ultimate goal, in my opinion, is to live and work on your own terms, whatever those terms are, with the people you like, the projects you want to work on, the industry you want to work on. And in my case, I went back to work part-time to allow me to sustain a company that was only 3 and 4 years old and be a good mom, be a present good mom.
And part of that too as an entrepreneur is making sure that you've got a solid team, right? Because if you're leveraging your time, then that team, you had a few years to assemble some good players, I'm sure.
Yes, it wasn't as easy as it is now. You know, it's a new company and it's a new team. I think having them now would be far easier because I have a great team and it's very established. But as it was growing, there were a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it all worked out. Whether it's personal or business related, every day in business you're being thrown things that are unanticipated.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if it's how you handle them that matters. Yeah. I have not had an easy ride. My business hasn't grown exponentially.
But this?
It's done that.
Yeah.
And the only way you get through this is through figuring it out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think that's a big misconception is people think, oh, you've been 20 years successfully in business. Well, over 20 years I have been, but I've had some unsuccessful years. And I've managed to stay in business through adversity. And so it's all about being resilient and finding the path through. Maybe it's this path instead of that one. So you have to handle the things that are thrown at you. And I would also suggest something far less sexy, but that would be to operate fiscally responsibly. It's something that people don't often talk about. They say, you know, fail and keep going. We talk about lots of concepts like that. But it's easy when you're making money to spend it all. It's easy to say, oh, I've made this much money and I'm doing so well. The only way you're going to get through those down periods is if you operate fiscally responsibly. And that's the less sexy side of it, but that is what I think has kept me going over 20 years.
Yeah. I think that's a good philosophy in life. Right? Because life's like that too. And there's rainy days.
There's rainy days.
It's the old advice that is passed down from every generation. You know, save for those rainy days because they'll come.
Yeah.
Right? What advice would you give your younger self now?
I would say don't sweat the small stuff. And yet, knowing how I am, I'm still going to sweat the small stuff. So I would say it, but I wouldn't believe it. Yeah, but this too shall pass.
Yeah, this too shall pass, which is absolutely right on.
Yeah.
And I heard something a long time ago. Smart people learn from their mistakes, and even smarter people learn from other people's mistakes.
Oh, even better. Yeah,
you know,
that'd
the
be
advice
great.
that we're sharing in this series, if you just take a few of those nuggets and apply them, then you're learning from other people's mistakes.
The other thing I would say is lead and run your business the way you want to run it. I think there's lots of textbooks out there that tell you what type of leader to be, and you think there's a vision of what you should do as a leader or a boss. And ultimately, I have grown over the last 19 years of owning Fenix to be able to lead in a way that is authentically me.
Yeah.
And that comes with experience. But at the beginning, you're not really sure. Am I the hard-headed leader, and you know you get down on everyone and you make them work, or are you easygoing? So you really have to figure out your own and just do what it is that feels good to you, because at the end of the day, you answer to yourself.
Yeah, I love that. And your business is a reflection of that. Ready for your rapid fire questions?
I'm ready.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
I love it. Favorite food indulgence?
Dark chocolate.
Someone you admire?
Dolly Parton.
Really?
Yes.
I have to ask why.
Dolly Parton, because she unapologetically is who she is. She knows people make fun of her appearance, and yet she chooses to dress the way she wants to dress, and she's been wildly successful at
And I
it.
think that attitude that she has is the reason why she's wildly successful. People love her for that and
She's
admire her.
authentically herself.
Yes.
And you can't ever fault someone for that.
That's the lesson here today, folks. Something not too many people know about you.
Something not too many people know. I have naturally curly hair.
Favorite movie, book, or quote?
Your greatest contribution to the universe may not be something you've done, but someone you've raised.
Ooh,
And that
I love that
speaks to the fact that I'm a mom first. Building a company is second to building human beings that are going to exist in the world and contributing to their well-being.
Yeah.
That is my greatest reward.
I love that.
Yeah,
Mine too.
yeah.
What's something that always makes you smile?
My kids,
Yeah.
my family, yes.
What's your definition of success in one sentence?
Living life on your own terms.
How can you connect with Jennifer and learn more about her? LinkedIn is your platform. That's where all the information about you and your business. So if you want to connect with Jennifer, check her out on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.